Evening, everyone. Indeed, a very nice afternoon or evening, you can say, that we are today going to discuss about the bank audit. First of all, let me all wish you a happy new year. Not only the 31st March, which got over yesterday, and today is the new dawn. And with today, I can tell you one thing is newer technology adoption. Whatever we have learned over a period of time is actually coming into play. First, before I take the discussion forward, let me first welcome the chairman AI in ICAI, Umesh Sharma ji, and along with him, we have fantastic speakers today: Rahul, Kedar, Premnath ji, and Vijay Srinivas. So there are some people who have been participating very strongly on the technology side of our institute. Friends, the reason of taking this session was a desire expressed by the chairman that why not we think about, you know, training our chartered accountants with regards to how AI can be adopted while doing bank audit. There is a lot which has been discussed over a period of time in last 300 days. But here onwards, we are trying to make you implement and do an hands-on with the use of AI in the process. Today, we are going to deliberate multiple such things. First and the foremost thing is basically whether data privacy is an issue in AI. That also will be discussed today. Number two, the voluminous data which is actually coming in from different sources of bank, how that need to be done, how that evaluation has to be done in the shortest period of time, what can be the level of accuracy which we can get. Then third is primarily how do I use external things, external confirmations in form of use of Google Earth, which our beloved Mr. Premnath is going to talk about in a very interesting manner. I do not want to take those discussions so strongly so that the point of discussion ends here. No, let that curiosity be with you all guys in this session of how and which way AI can be used completely, whether with regards to data analytics or whether you talk about exploring third-party evidences. And you can actually have that confidence saying that, look, I have gathered my evidences based on certain activities of using third-party softwares, which ultimately gives you all people a confidence. Friends, AI is one thing which is not going to replace people, but the people who are not going to use AI will be replaced shortly. And that will be evident from the most important seminar when you talk about bank audits, particularly when you talk about tax audits, when you talk about GST, when you talk about statutory audit. These are certain things which the direct impact is going to be there. And you can see it is not that you are going to be replaced, but use of this technology will save you a lot because of multiple factors. One, getting a quality resource or skill resource itself is becoming challenged. Not that it is scarcity with us. No, the market has become so big that the chartered accountants, and forget chartered accountant, the semi-qualifieds are also been in high demand across the board. Right, Umesh? Just imagine a chartered accountant or a semi-qualified or my article who understand technology well, starts using technology well, what kind of demand that person is going to be in. And this particular thing which I am trying to tell you, there is no age limit to learn AI. Please understand, experience will make it more lovable when you talk about without experience. In today's discussion, bank audit being one of the most important and critical aspects of assurance in the chartered accountant profession, we are now going to deliberate at length of how AI can be used by you all people in this period of 7 to 10 days time when you are going to give a comfortable assurance. CAGPT is one such thing which they are going to use. Chairman has also worked out on one particular aspect with regards to the guidance note on bank audit. He is going to talk about it. I want him to put his thought forward, how he is thinking that AI committee can empower chartered accountant. That also will be shared. And certain very interesting announcements are going to come from the chairman. So with this, let me welcome the chairman of AI committee, Umesh Sharma ji, to take this discussion forward. Over to you, chairman.
Thank you, our permanent chairman of AI and ICAI committee, Daya sir. And it's always a motivating, and your words of wisdom are always a guiding force for all of us. We, Vijay sir, then Rahul, then Kedar, then Premnath sir, and all have witnessed your hard work from last so many years in this technological development of ICAI. And this is the second year of AI and ICAI committee. I am the chairman of that committee. Sir is the vice chairman. But when you see the chariot of God, the God is always sitting backwards and the horses are forward. So we are taking this committee forward. Our God is there, AI, Daya sir. And friends, when we look at the bank audit, first of all, congratulations to all of you that you got the bank audit, because it's always a game of luck. And many time I also discuss this in my practice sessions like networking summits and earlier in CMP committee. uh, for in a life of a CA, it's a month of April, so it's a morning month. So you got a breakfast from bank audit, the revenue. In September, it's a lunch time. You get revenue from tax audit. And in the month of December, it's a GST annual return, which is a dinner. So that is the position what we call. But today, day to day, the breakfast is reducing down, bank audits and other thing. But yes, friends, whenever you are there in the bank audit, you got less manpower, less time, but you got AI in your hands. So AI will resolve all your questions which are there in your mind while doing bank audits. So whatever question it may be, even you may be doing a bank audit or branch audit, a smaller branch or larger branch, or agriculture branch or non-agriculture bank, or home loans, or your advances verification, fixed deposit verification, whatever it may be, whatever may be the software that is being used by the uh, other whatever may be used by the software used by the bankers, you can extract the data and you can do your own analysis in a very efficient way by using AI. In AI and ICI committee, we have already launched many GPTs industry wise and subject wise. Though we today we are going to show you just a demo of bank GPT, we are not formally launching it. We will be launching it once it gets matured within 1 or 2 days. So for our speaker purpose only, we are showing that GPT to you, and then after it will be made available to the members. Further, AI committee has taken up a task to go for level 2 of AI certificate course. So already syllabus and many back office work is going on. Within month, we will be coming out with the final draft of that level 2, and we will be launching that. So get ready for it. Further, get ready for the hackathon season 3. Already we have completed 2 episodes of hackathon, and in the past hackathon 1 and hackathon 2, you can find out many use cases which are related to bank. They are all hosted on AI and ICI website. You can view that website and go through the use cases, whatever you want to use it. Further, please block your date, 18th July and 19th July, being AI Summit at Pune. So which will be also, registration will also be open. So with the discussion with our vice chairman and our secretary Vishnu, let's play the video of AI Summit, because we are opening the registrations from today. Vishnu, please play the video. Thank you, team. So please block your dates and get ready for the second AI Summit 2025. Thank you, Daya sir. And friends, we are ready for your suggestions, for your comments. There are different WhatsApp group which has been formed for the certificate courses. Our secretary is there. Myself is also there. Daya sir is also there. So please let us know what you want more in AI in ICAI. Just we have also launched a request for AI writers, but with the OI writing, means we want original intelligence writing. So ethics and AI book request has already gone through the WhatsApp. There are different chapters. You can go and select the chapter which you want to write. There is a process. We will get your demo chapters done from our experts, and then we can have a good book. So there is also commercial remuneration available to the writers. So this month of April, we have launched ethics in AI, ethics and AI book. From next month, there will be a different book which will be launched. So we want every month a book should come out from AI in ICAI committee. It's our vision, it's our target. So let's see what happens, but we are ready for that, and we request all of you to join for that book writing competition also. Further, we are planning to have different tools available to our members in due course of time. So there are also the process of joining hands with the international AI bodies. So a good international exposure will be available to all our participants in future. So we are collaborating with our foreign chapters also. Recently we have done a webinar with Tanzania, and now with the UK is in process. Further, there is also a plan to go to connect with the US bodies and OpenAI, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, all these. So we are keeping our finger crossed, waiting for next big thing to happen in AI in ICAI. So get connected with us, stay always active. Don't feel that you have done a certificate course means it's over. Don't feel that you have done a bank audit webinar in AI is over. You should always continue doing things in AI. Please show your staff, your articles, your partners, your employee at least once use case in 1 week and implement that in your office. So AI adoption will be faster and your office will be empowered, and you will gain lot of confidence from using these AI tools. But with a rider, always apply your OI, original intelligence, before you take in hand AI. So it's always said parking on owner risk. So that is the way to go in AI. So over to you, Daya sir.
Thank you very much, Chairman. And I think the continued effort of getting into AIS 2025 itself is a big game changer. And the message which you have given to all our members, which is sound loud and clear, is there. And I think that is time where we need to come forward and take things forward in a true spirit. Then only the real play comes. As you rightly said, just by completing the AI certification course is not enough. A regular practice is more critical. So friend, with this message which we have got from the chairman, my suggestion is we'll start the process of the session now with you all people. We look forward for you a greater amount of participation in Pune for the AIS conference and many other courses which are going to come in short time. So let me hand over it to Kedar.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Daya sir, for nicely summing up and saying that there is no age limit for learning AI. Thank you, Umesh sir. Comparing our practice with morning breakfast, and there's a new thing every time I learn from both of you. Without wasting much of time, we'll straight away go to the presentation thing. So my first question to Premnath sir. Premnath sir, just
Yes,
as a
yes,
common
sure.
layman person or layman auditor, you can say, uh, how will be able to factor AI in our bank audit documentation, audit planning, field work, these things? If you can throw
Yeah,
some light on that, sir, please.
right, right. Thank you. Let me share my screen. Right. So, right. Is my screen visible, sir?
Yes, it is visible, sir.
Yeah. Now, as we have rightly stated, let us talk about the audit, bank audit, AI. I'm sorry, at the outset, I thank AI committee, chairman sir and vice chairman sir for always encouraging me. Thank you for that. So coming back to this bank audit AI, as long as money is there on this earth, banks will be there. As long as money is there, business is there. Business is there, audits are there. Business is there, processes are there, processes are painful, AI will be there. I may not have a bank audit today, but bank will be there, audit will be there, AI will be there. Let us not say that I don't have a bank audit, so I don't attend this seminar. No, it has nothing to do with bank audit per se. It is more about AI using in audit, be that bank audit or any audit. Let's not confine and put a China wall around us, stating that I am to GST, I will not attend that. I am into income tax, I will not attend this. Wherever I am today, there is a pain. Where there is a pain, the painkiller is AI today. Okay, having said that, the pain in audit is documentation, compliance. So we need to use a tool, AI tool. Okay, we are saying that we have conducted our audit in accordance with standards. So there is a pain in compliance to demonstrate that I have complied with all this documentation. So what is documentation? As per the standards, ICAI standards, documentation is record of audit procedures performed, relevant audit evidence obtained, conclusions reached. So I have a pain in planning the audit, I have a pain in performing the audit, I have a pain in collecting the audit evidence. So I can use AI, but before that, let us see the warning. Key don'ts of AI implementation with that statutory warning like cigarette is smoking to is injurious to health in the same way. Don't rely on free AI tools. Let us go for paid one. Don't rely solely on AI. Don't expect perfection. Don't ignore ethical considerations. Don't neglect data privacy and security. Don't overlook human factors. Don't assume AI is a silver bullet. Don't ignore the need for continuous monitoring. With this, we're starting this. So we are talking about the pain point of documentation. ICAI has already come out with a documentation tool. The directorate has come out, audit directorate has come out with a utility. This is one part. Now, whether this tool that given by the audit directorate is further a pain point, let us see that also. It is more of a guidance. We need to comply this. This is pending in, this has been circulated by ICAI way back in 2023. We have already completed 2-3 audits on this. So the attendance is tracked here. MOC, other communications, audit opinion, list of templates, compliance to auditing standards, various compliances. This is what I am saying here. We are complying to the auditing standards. Now, whether AI will help me in what? First is starting with SA 200 and SA 210. Starting with SA 200 and 210, wherein audit engagement letter, giving a reply to the appointment letter along with the audit engagement letter. Then coming to the NOC, which is again another painful process, how can we automate this? So let me go on to the AI tool now. We'll go to Gemini. I'm going to Gemini. Gemini Advanced we are using. You can log in. They have given 30 days of free using, subject to giving your credit card details. You can give the credit card details later on. After 30th, you have still 30 days time. Whether you want to block your credit card on the 30th day or not is left to you, how you want to use it. So I'm not going into that. Let me come back. First process of replying to the appointment letter. So for ease of operation, for ease of operating this session today, we have already documented certain AI prompts, tested it very well, and this is running around 65 pages of prompts for carrying out. This will definitely be shared with the participants. Now let me start. So I'm saying responding to the audit appointment letter is one of the process as per standards, auditing standards, SA 200 and 210, along with the audit engagement letter. Okay, now how do I operate this? I'll just copy this. Control C, which has already been drafted. Now I go on to Control V. Now I'll just say run this. It just takes a few seconds of time. Now it is going to all the Google apps. Now it's going into mail, it goes into the Drive, it goes into Google Docs. Wherever you have something related to the acceptance of audit or audit appointment letter, it searches those content and pulls out those mails, and it will start generating the report. Yes, it has already started. It has generated the letter for you. Now, you may ask me, how is it able to reply it? Now, there are already some mails in this. Wherever in the mail you have something related to the bank audit, it has searched for it and it has looked into the content, it has looked into the prompt, and according to the prompt, this started replying. This is what it is. Now you save this prompt here. On the left hand side, you know very well, you save this prompt so that next year you can start using this again. Coming back, the next pain process is replying to the previous auditor. So drafting an NOC and communicating with the previous auditor. You can see here, utilize the Gmail to draft a communication. I'm not reading this. So now at Gmail, now I'll just copy paste and just see. And also further, I'm saying shared and export to the, if I want to use it here, or you want to keep it, not to send a reply, you can still send a reply, or you can park it in the draft. You can park it in the draft. Later on, you can send it. So two options you have. You can immediately send it, or you can rectify it. You can put this in draft and then you can send it. Let me just see how this works out. So I'm just copying this. Control C, and then I'm again going on to this. So when it is going to the drive, in the drive, if I am able to place audit engagement letter and instructing it to pull that content of audit engagement letter from the drive and customize it for the year 25, it will definitely do so, which I am not doing right now. You can practice this. Yeah, I have looked into the mail. It is asking, where do you have the appointment letter with the previous details? It is asking. Now, if I'm able to give that link, then it will automatically pull out and then start responding to it. So just to make you aware about this process, I have not put on that mail in this. Now, if the mail is already there, it would have already generated it. Just to demonstrate to you that you required a relevant mail in this, so that based on which it can reply it. That is the purpose for which I have not completely automated it, kept it open. So accordingly, you can generate this. Okay. So I'll just go back to the first one again. Yeah. Now I said audit engagement letter has to be there, audit engagement letter format and all. Let me just spend a few minutes on that and then we'll move on to the next speaker. Yeah. So I'm having audit engagement letter here. This is readily available, which is also there in the guidance note given by the ICAI. Along with this audit engagement letter, I am saying management responsibility. I am saying management responsibility. They need to provide all the informations at every point of time. They have to provide all the necessary information they have to provide. And what information they have to provide? We are saying 95 pieces of information has to be provided. I am just showing here the 95 pieces of information. All this information has to be provided. Now, this information, I have put it in Excel. I can put it in the Google Drive. Once I put it in the Google Drive and then give a link to this mail itself, to this draft itself, so that it can, along with my acceptance letter, it will also generate the 95 pieces of information that I require for carrying out the audit. Yeah, okay. You may ask, someone might be asking me, why do you require 95 pieces of information? What is the, why do you need 95 pieces of information? So what I have done, which the sheet also will be shared to you, there's 95 information which I am talking about here, pieces of information here. For each piece of information, the relevant number of LFAR is provided here. Not only LFAR, various other requirements is added here. The purpose for which I am asking this 95 informations is written here. Okay, I have this, but who is the team going to handle this? I can have a drop down here and whether obtained, whether reviewed, and if reviewed, what are the observations? Whether such observation has any significant impact, and whether that has to be to which LFAR point you have to. You can also give a drop down to this. Then you can link to the annexure reference, and for the point what you are mentioning here, that concurrent audit information, whatever you are writing here, whether that will have any impact on your MOC and LFAR, whether Ghosh and Jilani committee you have to talk or not. All these points you are trying to write, make a report here. This is one point. Now, if this is a pain point, if this itself is a pain point, you write down all the observations, and based on the observations, you can give it to the CAGPT, where now Bank Audit CAGPT is there. Give the observations and let it draft a report for you. That anyhow, as we progress, Vijay sir will be talking about those issues. So we have just now come on to the first part of pain. Number one, pain point is documentation and replying, that we have talked about. The second pain point is we are saying here, I am saying about the controls. I am somewhere mentioning in my audit report that I have reviewed the internal controls, identified the risk of material misstatement. I have understood the internal controls relevant to the audit in order to design the audit procedures. So what is the audit evidence? How do I understand? How do I design the audit procedures? How do I document the understanding? I have to document the understanding. I have to document the audit procedures. I have to document the planned procedures. I have to document the procedures. I have to document the procedures performed. I have to document the outcome. I have to document the reporting and impact. This is a pain point. Now, how do I use AI in this? Let me come back to the controls. While bank audit appointment is given, I could able to source a document which is given to the branch management that while carrying out the audit, be careful with these items. This is the circular that they have generated and given to the branch management and sometime to the auditors. The viewers who are looking at this document, they understand the impact of this first point. Out of 23 points, first point, the viewers, I think they are able to understand and relate its impact, enter the collateral fair market value in Finacle and link them to the customer loan account without fail. Now, this itself is indicating that there is maker and checker, manual maker and checker is happening in Finacle, which is called as automated, but in fact, it is not automated. Number one. So the value of land, building, etc. as collateral should be properly entered into the system, meaning that there is no validation control. There, the maker and checker fails. If the maker and checker in the Finacle fails, the provision for bad and doubtful debts or provision on the collaterals and all, provision on the loan will be understated, profit is overstated. Now, this is the problem. Now, for one point, we are discussing the impact. There are 23 points here. For this 23 points, what is the impact? I don't know. Let us see how we can use CAGPT for this. Control C, I am just taking this. Let me go to the CAGPT. Let me go to the CAGPT. Bank Audit CAGPT. I am going to Bank Audit CAGPT. I am just pasting here. I have just pasted my comments here. Then just a moment. Yeah. Now the prompt which has already been given, the prompt which we have already designed. Let me just come back to that. We are on the internal controls. Do not forget the track what we are following. We are on the internal controls because we have already stated internal controls. We have already talked about procedures planned. So now I am saying here, as per the RBI, the following are manual controls. I copy this, then let me go to the CAGPT. I'll paste here. I have pasted my prompt. Now I say, give in tabular form. before it generates, let's have a look at the prompt here for the viewers. What is it saying? What would be the impact of manual branch audit? And what are the pain points faced by bank in trying to integrate into CBS? And also, what are the key factors or points bank branch auditor has to consider while performing bank audit? What are we saying? We are saying about internal, based on the internal controls. Based on the internal controls, I am planning a procedure, making it as a part of checklist, and put that into an Excel so that my planning and procedures performed will be linked to it and a report can be generated. Yeah. Now, yes. Submission, you can just see here. This is one way of reporting. The another way of detailed breakup of each one it has started giving. The other way, I'm also not only using CAGPT, I can also use Claude, I can use Perplexity, I can use Grok, I can use DeepSeek, anything I can use it. So as a precautionary measure, what I am doing is the content that is generated by a CAGPT or any GPT, I'll give that content to the Claude or I'll generate from the Claude and then compare the same with the other one. Okay, not to waste your time, what I've done is I have already generated the control. I have already generated its impact. I have already generated its impact in the Claude. Now, what it is saying here is collect collateral fair market value entry in Finacle. That out of the 23 points, we are now talking about the first point. This is the first point. For the first point, it is talking about the impact is it will have a material misstatement of security ratio, incorrect risk assessment, improper. What is the pain point? Integration of external valuation of report, maintaining up-to-date market value, tracking the collaterals against single loan is a very big pain point. So what are the key considerations? Verify if collateral values are updated, check physical stock versus physical securities versus system entry, verify valuation certificates and date, confirm the appropriate haircut application, and so on. Now here I have to write my observations. Once I write my observation, I'll combine all these things and then again put it back to the CAGPT or any GPT and ask it to write its opinion on this. What is the opinion? What is the audit opinion you have? Generally, what is the audit opinion we have? As per the ICAI template given by the quality directorate, you have an audit template already given. This is already, this is automation. Like say here I am saying, the material, is this materially misstated? Yes, I am saying. Now, here in this D, it is materially pervasive? Yes. The moment I say it is saying, give a qualified opinion. As you all know, most of the time we all keep complaining that the branch management is not giving information. If the management is not giving information, inability, yes, I have inability in obtaining appropriate evidence. In that case, it is saying give a disclaimer of opinion. Now I am using Excel here. If Excel is a pain point, here in this report, you write information not provided or your observations, then accordingly ask the GPT to write whether I should give a qualified opinion, unmodified opinion, or disclaimer. Then it will guide you. And also ask for the paragraph reference of essay. It will definitely give it. All these things will start working at by the next. Let me just let the next speaker carry out, then I'll come back again in the order. Let me just stop sharing.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Premnath sir.
Yes.
My next question will be to sir Vijay sir. Often the auditors or our esteemed members uh, often complain regarding non-sharing of data by the concern auditee bank. Okay. Sir, my question to you is how to deal with such situation, and at the same time, what caution? While see on day-to-day basis, we are sharing data to AI tools. So, what caution we should be taking while sharing these data? Yes, over to you,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Kedarji, and thank you, AI committee, for this opportunity. Thanks, Chairman sir, Vice Chairman sir. Good question, Kedar. Maybe I'll initially speak and I'll try to demonstrate. Yes. Kindly understand that when we are using any AI tool, no matter whether it's ChatGPT or Claude and all, the ownership comes to you, the way you train your model, the way you use. So, for example, if I'm using a CA like Bank Audit GPT, and if it is throwing some answer wrongly, that means your prompting is not right. It's not the content, because content is the publication what we've been using manually. That's the same publication which have been uploaded. It comes back to us the way we use it responsibly, the way we give the prompts in the right way. That's the knowledge base what it is going to develop. Okay, so it comes to the user who uses it. Now, addressing the particular issue, let me just share one document and then I'll explain. Let's say, for example, when you are complaining about sharing or not sharing, kindly understand that we are using AI wherein I'll not be dumping the data provided by the bank as it is, because definitely it's an unethical practice. You're not using the data provided by the bank as it is to AI. You need certain model. AI can help you out saying that, okay, if this is the data given by the bank, how you need to proceed with, what kind of documentation you can create, what are the tools you can use or how you can use. These are the assistance what we are taking. We are not trying to replace ourselves by using GPT. When you are seeking assistance, first of all, is your model ready? Let's say, for example, if you're using CAGPT and you started communication, before you go to bank audit, have you ever communicated with that GPT? Let me give an example. Let's say last year you have done an audit, or even previous year, 2 years back, you have done an audit. That means you have certain data. Okay, you have certain inputs, you have certain report. Have you tried to share that to your respective GPT where you have to sanitizing? Whenever I'm saying sharing the data, I assume that you have taken care about removing those personal identifiers, whatever it may be, and you're sharing absolutely the monetary data or whatever it may be. Okay. You have the data last year or 2 years back, and have you tried to communicate with the GPT saying how it is dealing with the past data so that you can understand the output, whether you can use it in the same way in the current year audit. So that's the preparedness what you should be doing. So usually the way we practice, like in our office, is once I share certain mail to the banker saying these are the information I require, these are the MIS reports I require. Let's say CCOD file for the last 12 months or term loan files for the funny top 10 borrowers for the 3 periods in a given year, something like that. And once I give that particular mail, at that time itself, I'll also decide what are the audit procedure I should be following based on the information what I'll be receiving that. Okay, so one thing I'll be clear about, once I receive, what is the procedure I should be following, and in that procedure, which part I should be using AI for what purpose. Second, I'll also be prepared if in case this information is not shared, how is that I should be proceeding with, whether I have to disclaim or any alternative procedure to be followed. So everything comes to the preparedness, the way you prepare, including using AI. It's not that you directly go to the bank, they give certain data and you dump it in GPT, put some prompt, doesn't work that way. Okay, and even it will be risky for you if you are taking directly output what it is they provided by the GPT. So you have to be preparing yourself before you go practice the way the output is giving, whether it is able to connect with the relevant RBI master circular to the bank audit guidance note issued by the ICAI. So whatever it may be, it requires little practice, because that's where the context setting comes into the play. If in case someone has attended AICA certification, they learn that what is the importance of the context for any particular prompt. So to do that, you should do it before you go to the bank. It can be done in your office based on the past data, first thing. Second thing, let's assume that they have not shared the data. Okay, not given the data is second thing. Not given the data, obviously you have to disclaim. I mean, if you are signing, then it's a total risk. They are not sharing the data, means obviously they have that right. Though you might say NDA, sign NDA and all, you can't say that, no, I'll not do the, of course, you can give disclaim anyway. But if in case they're not sharing and they are saying that, okay, you can use my system, branch manager system, to you do whatever audit you want to do, you can do it. Okay. So what convenient way I'll do is let me use the bank auditor, bank manager system itself, perform the analytics. How you might say, if I'm not having AI, it's okay. AI is just an assistant tool. You know, no need to depend totally on that, at least at this point of time. You would have learned Excel. Your team might have someone who's dealt with Excel. Use that Excel, use that analytics on the branch manager system itself. Do all the working, like say pivoting and all that. Once you have a summary of that pivot or whatever, that screenshot you can take at least, because that doesn't have any customer name, that doesn't have any account number, because it's just a pivot. And I believe branch manager should not also object, saying that, okay, this is just a numbers, nothing else, because it's also to be captured as part of your audit documentation anyway. Now, I'll take that screenshot of the summary, not the data, and then I'll put a prompt. As you can see, let's say I've analyzed the branch data and Excel formula so-and-so. And as I said, as Prem Sir has mentioned, this particular document will be shared anyway to AI committee, which in turn will be shared with you. Here, please analyze the screenshots, identify the anomalies, potential early warnings as per RBI, highlight any irregularities. So that means that activity, what you would have done, where you're directly sharing the data by removing the customer names, or otherwise the summary, either way, ChatGPT would have done the same activity. If in case you're sharing the data, it would have done the same Excel analytics or whatever it may be. It would have used some analytical procedure, and ultimately it would have ended up the same summary sheet what you're doing using Excel, is it not? So if they are not sharing the data, you use their systems, put some guy, person who is good with the Excel, fluency in Excel, let him come up with a summary, share the summary and put a prompt. Should be pretty much enough, as much as you would have directly used the data. And second thing, you might say that, okay, sir, they are not even allowing me to take a screenshot also. My branch manager says that don't take any screenshot, even if there is no customer name. Fine, even that is fine with me. What is the way we used to perform audit earlier? We used to take notes on a piece of paper. I mean, whatever analysis we used to do, I used to make my audit notes saying, okay, I've analyzed, these are the 10 accounts I've sampled. These are the documentation issued I've identified. These are the clauses which I'm not okay with in terms of agreement, or these are the issues what I've identified. That note, whatever you have captured, at least that note you can share once you go back to your office, because AI will be assisting you in a way that whatever observations you have, how it can be connected with the audit procedure, what is the guidance note saying, what are the RBI master circular saying about the observations what you have made, whether it has to be part of your LFAR or you need to quantify as part of MOC, whatever. That's why we are taking this AI assistance as a smart assistant, is it not? So don't get into this mode saying that, okay, if data is not shared, I'm helpless. No, you can still use AI, going back with the same methodology what you're using by using piece of paper and pen and paper. Capture that notes you share once you go back to your office, because there is nothing like customer data in that as well. But that can be even more effective than what you would have shared with the data also. Sometimes you might be sharing the data where GPT would have run into hallucination. In fact, it may not help you. But the summary points are the right way of using. In fact, it might be giving, as I was mentioned here, what are the data points you can capture? Let's say loan account details. Nowhere I mentioned about the customer name. Nowhere I mentioned about account number. It's only the figures what I'm giving. Still, in spite of that, the kind of summary I get by using this is much more valuable than sharing the data. Okay, so work out this way. As I said, the homework using AI is all about the homework. The way you prepare your model, the way you prepare the person who is using GPT, the way you train a model. I mean, you might ask that, what is a training model? Let me just share the entire screen and mention about it. I rather go to GPT. I believe Rahul has very good prompt to display. But if in case, let's say I'm going to this Bank Audit GPT and I'm running some prompt. Let's say, for example, let me just copy. I'm trying to demonstrate wherein I'm also taking the help of GPT to help me prepare a audit calendar. Let's say I have a resource people of 4 people. One is only the person experienced, other person is new apart from me. So I can take help of the GPT. Let's say I'll place over here, and also I'll just ask you to provide me audit planning and all. Okay. I'm going to run in this particular GPT, and let me see what kind of output it gives. Okay. So as I said, it doesn't have to be that you share it. You can use it in a different plan. As you can see, the kind of planning what it gives, you just need to blindly. Here I have not mentioned the assistant name. If I would have given the assistant name, it will be helping me out saying that, no, who should be taking what role, who should be traveling to that. In case I can give even the geographical saying this is 60 kilometers away from my office, it would have come up with a proper planning where I just implement that. Given the time period, I could have very much comfortably closed all the domain, all the aspects of LFR. As you can see, I mean, for us, it's become difficult because somewhere the biasness comes. Sometimes I might consider, okay, this assistant is coming from so far. I might probably, be a little more easy on him. So these things will not be happening in AI. So I can rigidly strictly go over this and accordingly implement. And also it is giving what kind of audit memo you can prepare, what kind of communication. Of course, this entire prompt speaks about many things, but I'm saying this is one of the way. So one advice I would like to give, coming back to here, whenever you are using AI, first thing is, as I said, the kind of practice in the way you prepare. As you have already done an audit, if not last year, maybe 2 years back, the data what you have, check it on that, check whether it is able to connect with the LFAR points, the latest revised LFAR points, wherever it is like 2021 got revised, whether it is able to connect with the audit guidance of CA Institute. So check that. Once it is comfort, the same trial you can continue for the current year once you go back. Even if they don't share a data, still, as I said, identify the points, key points, share the key points, and then definitely you can come up with a better utility out of it. Okay. I'll stop sharing here. Let's hear from Rahul. Then I will again come back with further answering the questions. Yes, Kedarji. You are in mute.
Just a small question to Vijay sir. If you can
Yes,
quickly,
sir, please.
yeah.
Yes.
How can small audit firms with limited tech infra begin integrating in automation?
I'll again probably instead of me seeing on the screen, let me share a document so that they can also, if in case anything I want to speak about, I'll. The first thing is kindly understand. Maybe I'll stop and just explain. This is one of the key questions. Thanks for that. When I'm saying integration, doesn't mean that I need to have an AI bot, AI agent in my office where it does all these works or bot press kind of thing. Okay. A simple way of integration is, let's say I'm using CA GPT of ICAI. I believe all of you know that there is an industry GPT also where they've uploaded 5,000 listed companies, out of which one is banking industry GPT, where they got like 100 plus different annual reports. If in case I'm using this as part of my bank audit, the most important way of integration is drafting your SOP, a standard operating procedure, saying that, okay, who is going to communicate with this particular GPT? What are the prompts you have tested earlier? What are the prompts repository you are carrying for the respective bank audit? Test those prompts, and whenever you are getting the output, that's what I meant to share the GPT here. Let me just people ask about what is model training. Model training is nothing. When you come over here, I'll just go to another file because it's still running. Okay, so as you can see, this is good response and bad response. A thumbs up and thumbs down. As a user, a model training is where I acknowledge an output saying it's a good response. That's a model training. So model will remember that particular parameter saying that, okay, this is the kind of quality output what this person is expecting. That itself is a model training. When you say thumbs down, that means this is not the output what you're looking for. So that it will not try to use the same kind of pattern when it is responding. Or an acknowledgement saying, yeah, answer was right, correct. Answer was nice. So whenever you're using as a small and medium, first thing is, which one, who is going to use, for what purpose you are going to use, which area you're going to use, and what are the drafted prompts, repository of prompts. It's not that you go there directly and put some prompts and keep on testing. It doesn't work that way. You have to have a repository of prompts, test it, whichever is working, that prompt you'll be using it. And as I said, so the right way of integration where you're saying that, okay, this step has to be followed. A simple, like in income tax, we used to say that whenever you're uploading written, you want to identify what are the issues in there. And that's where we are training in AICA saying that, okay, you can use GPT of direct taxes where you upload the JSON file, identify what are the issues in that. And that whenever I'm uploading a return, SOP says that any article who is uploading a return, he has to use that GPT, upload a return, identify the issues, make a note of it, copy it in Word file, let the team manager review it. So these are the things what a SME can adopt. Because as I say, we can't invest 4,000 crores like direct taxes department. Now we can invest the kind of investment what ICA is making. But with at least $20, I can use these smart tools in a way that I organize my work culture, I organize my SOPs, I organize the resources so that I can make best out of it. This is what I can answer. Yes, sir. I'll stop my sharing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Vijay sir, for nicely bringing out the importance of prompt engineering and library. Now, Rahul sir, the next question to you is today we are launching the Bank Audit CAGPT. So, if you can take us through that and share some tools.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kedar, sir. I'll be sharing my screen.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it visible?
Yes, it is visible, sir.
Okay. Okay. So this is the screen. I'll quickly go through the prompts. So the first prompt I'm going to make with this GPT is detailed audit plan. Once we get the audit, it's the first thing that we have to plan the audit, and for planning we need lot of documents and lot of things to be at one place. So before giving this prompt, I have done, I have mentioned a brief details about the branch, uh, timeline to complete this audit, or whatever resources I have, and I'm asking the GPT to prepare a audit plan accordingly. So here, what I have written, I have given a portfolio of 175 crores, loan and deposits of around 200 crores. Timeline of 4 days. Resources I have is one CA or partner, one qualified assistant, and two article assistant. And now we'll see how this GPT will give us a audit plan. So it's better to provide more and more details in your prompt to get a customized plan for you, right? So here you can see it has given us a timeline of 4 days, and it has divided certain tasks in those 4 days. It has given the resource allocation, what partner will do, what qualified assistant will do, what article assistants will do, and it has identified the key risk areas which needs to be addressed during the course of audit, and key deliverables, that is bank audit report, LFAR, MOCs, tax audit report if applicable, and some certain certifications. Now we will move on to the next part. When we are communicating with the bank manager, we need all the preliminary documents and CBS reports. Here, what we can do, we can ask the GPT to provide us details according to the bank. So I'll just add the name of the bank after the prompt. State Bank of India's branch. Here, GPT will provide us a list of all the preliminary documents that are required from the branch for our audit purpose. It has given us, it is giving us a comprehensive list of documents that needs to be monitored, or the needs to be verified during our course of audit. So here you can say engagement letter, last year's audit report and LFAR, internal inspection report, concurrent audit report, revenue and expenditure statements, list of NPA and SMA accounts, list of large advances, list of new loans sanctioned and disbursed during the year, details of restructured loan accounts, details of fraud accounts, minutes of branch credit committee, branch organization chart, credit retention limit, deposit interest rates, and whatnot. It has also given us a list of CBS reports of Finacle or SBI's CBS platform. What reports we will be needing, it has given us a good list. we can check it, and we can always we should always remember that GPT can make mistakes. So go through this list and add or alter whatever details you want in your checklist. Next, we'll be seeing what will ask the GPT now. Identify the high risk areas. So when we provide this prompt, and it will remember our previous history, and it will give us a high risk areas which needs to be looked upon during the course of audit. It has given cash handling and physical verification, restructured advances and NPA management, frequent staff turnover, loans disbursed in cash or unusual modes, revenue leakages, suspense and sundry access control under CBS, KYC or AML lapses, branch records and documentation, reversal and exceptional transactions. Now we will move on to the next part, where we will be preparing for the LFAR. Generally, we take the LFAR at the last after completion of the audit, but from last 2021, when RBI has updated the LFAR, we are now requiring provide account-wise details in LFAR, and it will be handy to have such questions before starting the audit. So I have asked the GPT to provide list of questions in LFAR where account-wise details are required to be filled, and GPT has giving us list of questions where account-wise details are required. It has given us LFAR question number and what details are required in that question. So here you can see list of cases where insurance is not available or adequate, and having such list at the start of audit is it will be helpful for you and your staff also to what details needs to be extracted while scrutinizing the loan files and scrutinizing all the matters we are seeing during the audit. Here you can see the list of advances where account-wise details, or list of questions related to advances where account-wise details are required. Again, for other accounts, other assets like suspense or sundry accounts. Then regarding deposits, regarding frauds, miscellaneous certificates, where we need to file the account-wise details. Another question regarding LFAR is provide section-wise guidelines for filing 2024-25 LFAR for a branch with 100 crores advances and foreign inward remittances. So whatever details your branch has, we can put it here, and it will guide us what details needs to be put in for the LFAR. It has given key appraisal and sanctioning or disbursement and documentation, monitoring and supervision of advances, asset quality, other assets, liabilities, foreign exchange transactions, housekeeping, internal and other areas, frauds, miscellaneous certificates. It is giving us a comprehensive list of things that needs to be done during the course of audit. You can also ask sample LFAR comments if you are not familiar, or if you are stuck at some point of time and you need some help. So this GPT can provide you those sample comments also. And it will be really handy. Next is unsecured overdraft renewals. It has given a detailed comment. It has see here, it has detected one account and mentioned that account number and also the name, but it is self-generated. So whatever you are seeing on the screen, or whatever GPT is providing you, you have to check it, double check it, and then only copy paste or use that data in your audit. Next, you can ask this GPT to provide a checklist for verification of cash credit accounts. Now, GPT will provide you a checklist for verification of cash credit accounts. You can check this list. If you feel it needs modification, you can modify it and give it to your articles or staff for and this document will be handy for them to use as a reference. See, checkpoints are sanction letter and credit limit, documentation, DP calculation, stock and book debt statements, end use verification, operations in the account, overdrawings, renewal, inspection reports, insurance coverage, interest application, NP and IRAC compliance, balance confirmation from borrower, turnover in accounts versus sanction limit, early warning signals, and credit monitoring. I think it has given us a comprehensive list, and it has given, or it has touched all the aspects that needs to be checked during the uh, cash credit accounts or cash credit loan documentation verification. And you can also ask this GPT to provide this list, say in Hindi. So, or you can ask for it in any regional language, and it will try to give you in that regional language. And this uh, Indian language checklist will be very useful for your staff so that they can understand the things really well. So here, but it will be many of us will find it really difficult to check this checklist in Hindi and understand it, but many of the staff will have a better understanding when the documents or when the checklist is given in the Hindi, and we will be getting it in no time. So next thing is, when in bank audit, many of the times bank will not be giving us documents or details in the documents or details on our mail ID. And at that time, what we can do here, we can upload our handwritten notes. I'll quickly show you the notes. Yeah. Yeah, these are the handwritten notes by one of the central statutory auditors about a loan account, and this was given to me during one of the seminars by one of the central statutory auditors, and he asked me to identify this account as a NPA or a performing account. So what this sheet has what details on this sheet are: the term, it is a term loan, housing loan. Basically, it has a sanction date of 2022. Loan is disbursed of rupees 1 crore, and EMI started on 1st May 2022, and outstanding as on 2024 is 68 lakhs 80,000. On 15th March, it has made a lump sum payment of 20 lakhs, and thereafter it has not paid a single amount. And we have to identify this account as a NPA or not as on 31st of July 2024. So I have uploaded this note on the GPT, and now I'm asking this GPT, please extract the data and confirm, and after confirmation, please provide me NPA status of this account. So now it is extracting the details. It has extracted the details, and the question is whether account will be classified as NPA on 31st July
Rahul, you may
2024.
zoom the screen. Rahul, you may zoom the screen little bit, maybe.
Sorry.
You can zoom the screen little bit.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you. A term loan account is classified as NPA if interest or installment or of principal remains overdue for a period of more than 90 days. Timeline due and payments on 1st May. It is not paid on June. It is paid, and on 1st of July it is not paid. Next EMI due is on 1st of August 2024. As of 31st July 2024, only one EMI is overdue. Hence, this account will not be classified as an NPA. So, instead of sharing all the details with the GPT, you can use your handwritten notes also for tracking the details on the chat GPT. Here I have prepared one case study where I have the details of the loan balancing file, and what I have done, I have taken the previous year's outstanding. What this CO means, it's a current outstanding, and what this PO means, it's a previous outstanding. And what I have done, I have calculated the difference of present outstanding, present outstanding over current outstanding, then limit against current outstanding. And with the help of this, I want to identify how this account can be classified as NPA or not. The condition is if limit is exceeding the, if current outstanding is exceeding the limit, then that account might be a NPA. Second thing is if the current outstanding is greater than the previous year's outstanding, then that account may be classified as NPA. And if these two conditions are not met, then this account is not a NPA. So to do this, what I can do, I can only copy paste the column headers and go on a chat GPT, and in ChatGPT, you have the option of Explore GPTs. In Explore GPT, there's a section called GPTs by ChatGPT, and here on the number 2, there's a GPT called Data Analyst. It is a custom GPT created by OpenAI, and it is a very good tool for analyzing any details. So here I have just copy pasted the column headers, and now I'm copy pasting the conditions and asking the GPT provide me a formula to identify, or provide me a formula to check these conditions on this data. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the formula, and now I'm pasting the formula. So, now I'm copy pasting the Here it has given us a formula which we simply need to copy and paste it in our sheet and check that there are some accounts where current outstanding is greater than the limit. There are some accounts where current outstanding is greater than previous year's outstanding, and some accounts where these two conditions do not cannot be completed, so it has given it as a false. Instead of this also, we can go we can go on the website of Google's AI Studio, googlestudio.ai, and here we can share our entire screen and ask the GPT, ask the Google GPT to create a formula for us. Here's a quick demonstration of it. Hey Google, can you see my screen? You unlock your phone. It is having some issues, I guess. I'll show this in some time.
Already you are sharing the screen in Zoom. Maybe that could be one of the issue.
Yeah, that might be the case, sir. But yeah, I'll try it after some time.
All right.
Okay. And at the time of bank audit, there are sometimes we get the data in PDF formats. So to tackle with that, there is a wonderful tool called Tabula. You can note down this website address, tabula.technology, or you can just Google it, like Google it, tabula.technology, and you will be getting this website. Here you can download this tool for free of cost, and it really does wonders when we have to get the details from PDF, or we have to extract tables from PDF format. This is the user interface. You simply has to select the PDF file. Here it is a bank statement. Just click on the import button. It will take 3 to 5 seconds to process this.
And most importantly, as Rahul ji is demonstrating, it's happening in localhost. You are not uploading to iLove PDF.
Yeah. It is happening on your local machine. So no data is being uploaded to any server. Here, after completing this, you will be taken to this screen. You just have to click on the auto detect tables button. Here you can see it is only detecting the tables that are being repeated on every page, and it is ignoring the headers and footers. So normally when we upload any file to any tool, it uh, it does not ignore the headers and footers, and it will be really cumbersome for us to delete those rows and columns and extract the data. So here now I'm clicking on preview and export. The name of the website is tabula.technology. Once we click on export, we can download it in a CSV format. Here you can see it has generated all the details in a tabular format. See, these details are neatly formatted, and you can use it as it is. And best thing is these are done locally, so you don't have a privacy issues, if any. So that's it from my side. I'll quickly check that Google Studio thing and get back to you soon. Over to you, Kedar sir.
Yes, thank you, Rahul bhai. Tabular technology. I remember 4 or 5 years back, I was dealing with the same kind of thing when I was in job somewhere. Had it been this tool had it been available at that time, my life would have been so easy. Yes. Coming back to Premnath sir. Yes, the next
Yes,
question
yeah.
to you, sir. If you can take us through the risk assessment and any other tool you would like to share for this bank audit purpose.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let me just go back to the PowerPoint presentation. Yeah. These are the highest risks that we are facing today. I will not be reading out all these things.
Sir, your screen is not visible, sir.
Yeah, just a moment. Just a
If you
moment.
can share.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I think it's visible now.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it?
It is.
Yeah. Right.
Yes, sir.
Right.
It is visible now.
So the first part of documentation we have already covered. The next part of issue is on the controls. You are asking about the risk. The risk is the CBS is not completely recognizing the NPAs. Is the biggest risk. Who is saying this? Is there an evidence publicly available? Yes, the evidence is publicly available. On the, you take any bank audit report. You take any bank audit report. If you start reading the key audit matters, you can find out that I am just reading out the key audit matters here. Yeah, this is the key audit matters of SBI. I am taking the name of SBI because it is publicly available. Not only SBI, all the banks have similar kind of key audit matters reported there. What is that bank? What is that auditors or combinedly all the central statutory auditors are saying is bank accounts for transactions and advances are there in CBS. It can identify performing or non-performing. Further, NPA classification and calculation of provision is done in another system, in another IT system called as CCDP application software and other process. This and other process is not defined either by the auditors nor by the banker. Hence, I am not clear what this and other process is. But what RBI is saying is NPAs have to be automated and marked as NPAs on a daily basis. The system has to mark it. And like income tax, income not defined in the same way, RBI has not defined what is automation. So, auditors combinedly saying here, the provisioning is not done in CBS automated, but it is done outside the system. So what the banker is saying, what the auditors are saying is, the carrying value of that may be materially misstated. They are saying maybe it may be materially misstated. This is a risk for me. Okay, what the central auditors have done for this, sorry, for this kind of key audit matter, they said we have relied on the IT system report. Though we also carry out a larger part, we in the sense the branch auditors also carry out a larger part of the advances. The IT audit report is never made available to the branch auditors. I don't know to what extent the central auditors have an access to this, be that as it is. Coming back here, further, the central auditor saying that we are placing reliance on the statutory auditors. Branch auditor, they are placing a reliance. So it is my duty to look at this risk. When there is a risk, I have to come out with a procedure. Now, I have written down a small notes on this for the benefit. Risk assessment. Now we have seen the risk. What is the risk here? The risk is the NPAs are not, system is not picking the NPAs to certain extent, if not larger extent, to certain extent. NPAs are not picked up by the CBS. That is what the central auditors are saying. Okay. Now I have to do a risk assessment on that particular issue. For risk assessment, I have to design a procedure. What is the procedure I have to design? I'll take up the file. I'll take that file of loan file. Risk in the loans. Loans are two types. Loan number one is term loan. Loan number second type of loan is CC account. So let me go on to quickly the term loan. Term loan is more or less this kind of format, you will find it. Now the risk assessment procedure, what I am doing here is, when you have a sanction date and EMI date, I want to find out the moratorium. For that, I am using a formula here. For easy benefit of the members, though I have already shared this in the chart, this file in the chart now, for those who have not seen it, for a quick visibility, I am just copying this. For a quick visibility, I am just copying this on the notepad so that you have a very quick visibility on this. Yeah, this is the formula. Now, what is this formula? This formula is talking about the sanction date to the date of audit. So let me go back to the Excel. Sanction date to the date of audit. Sorry, EMI start date. The difference between these two is the formula that we have used. For that, it is saying 13 months. In the first case, it is saying 13 months. So let me just check. What is my risk? Risk is, as per the existing bank policy, the highest amount of moratorium is 4 years. That is for the 4 years, that is for the education loan. 15 months for the housing loan. Say, for example, I'm talking about one particular bank. Okay. Now let me check for anomalies greater than. Whatever is greater than 15 is the risk for me. So let me just check. Now I have here some cases 50, 60, and some cases it is also 107. And some cases it is also 107, and some cases it is 160 also. This is a risk. Now, remember, now we are saying, how do I use AI for this? Number one is we are talking about risk assessment. Number two, remembering formula is a pain point. Now, how do I remove this pain point? Anyhow, Vijay Srinivas sir will demonstrate a tool made out of HTML using Python. That Python script is generated by a ChatGPT in the similar form. You also can use a ChatGPT, generate a HTML file. In that HTML file, you load this document, it will create all those calculations. That anyhow, Vijay Srinivas sir will be talking about. Since the panelist has asked me about the risk assessment, I am just showing you the risk assessment that I have to plan. The risk assessment I have to plan is what I am demonstrating here right now. Number one is the moratorium. Number two, I am trying to talk about the number of EMIs as on the date of audit. There is again a formula here. So as on the date of audit, how many EMIs have completed? Now, what is the formula here? The date, sanction date and the date of audit. Sanction date and the date of audit is what we are talking about here. Now, for this EMI is completed. Now, what could have been the cumulated interest that has to be paid, and this is the formula. What is the principal that has to be paid? What is the principal that should have been paid by this time? This is the formula. And based on that, I am trying to calculate. Based on these formulas, I am trying to calculate what is the theoretical balance outstanding and what is the actual balance outstanding. Difference between the theoretical balance and the actual outstanding. If this is positive, I say it is irregular. If it is negative, he has overpaid. So wherever it is irregular, I will divide this irregularity divided by the number of EMIs. Then I'll get how many EMIs are overdue. If this is greater than 3, then it is obviously a risk case. I don't say that this is accurate form of finding the NPAs. I am only saying this is a probable way of finding out the NPAs indirectly. Why am I using this? Is as per the central statutory auditor, they have made it very clear the system is not identifying. So at one shot on all the branch term loans, I want to calculate and validate so that I can pick a relevant sampling. So most probable sampling, I'll pick wherever it is greater than 2. Wherever it is greater than 2, I will pick all those things as a sample. So these are all the most probable cases. If not, for some or other reason, it is there. But what is that? If it is more than 3, then I'll give this list to my article student and then I'll ask him to go and check the system. And to our surprise last time, the EMI amount is not fixed in the system. Maybe accidentally or intentionally, what we don't know what it is. Moratorium to be checked with the loan document. These are the... So this assessment, this is risk assessment. And I'm giving you a note here on the risk assessment. Data. Now we have done a data analysis. What is that great data analysis we have done? We have just used modeling, financial modeling formulas. We have just used dated if to find out the anomalies. That is what I said. Data analysis, risk assessment, design procedure for risk assessment. Define and identify. We have now identified anomalies, accordingly picked up the samples. These samples, how I have to verify and validate these samples is again, I have to design a procedure for validating the samples, make an observation, the observation's impact. From here onwards, I can make it automation. Now this automation, if you load that to the HTML, that HTML developed out of Python, that Python script developed out of GPT, if you can use it, then your audit is pleasure, not a painful. So whole of these processes you are trying to automate the above to the extent it is possible. So now what I'll do is as we are running short of time, I'll just stop sharing here and then I'll request the next speaker to continue on this.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Vijay sir, over to you. Just now, Premnath sir was talking about you will be sharing a HTML tool.
Yeah.
So if you can take us through that, sir.
Sure.
Please.
And for the concern of the participants, they're putting chat messages that whether they'll be getting these documents and all already shared through the particular Zoom chat. So you'll be getting this, not to worry. And even the tool, though it is being prepared for our own internal office purposes, which was actually prepared by one of the article student, first year article student kind of thing. So I'll be sharing that, and I also share this particular tool in the same form in a zip file where, as you can see, this is the particular folder where you'll be having, and this is the file which is serial number as 1, which you will be using once it is shared with you. And these are all the connecting files which will be coming into this. And this is a sample file like CCOD balance file where we'll be using this. And once I demonstrate, I'll also cover upon a couple of aspects. While one of the question was whether we can share the data as it is with ChatGPT and all. That point also I'll cover as part of this demonstration. And you have this term loan file. Just now, Premnath sir has demonstrated where they're using formulas and all. As you can see, this is around up to column number 2. And he has put the formulas right from column number R onward. So what we'll do is we'll use this HTML code, which will do the entire calculation. We don't need to worry about the formulas and all, data diff and all. Let's see what this tool will do. And before we share, there is a disclaimer that this tool is only for the sake of demonstration. So kindly don't consider that this is a tool which you can directly use. You need to do a little bit of due diligence in terms of what are the content in there. So kindly please bear that in mind. If I'm sharing this tool, it's only for the sake of demonstration, for you to understand how you can make use or probably create these kind of tools using GPT. Let me just open this tool. As you can see, this is called a CCOD audit tool, where one particular button speaks about combining multiple, like say usually when we go for audit, we will not ask for only one particular file. Usually we'll speak about multiple files, because for the reason that I also need to understand the movement of one particular account over a period. Whether one period it was in SMA 1 and suddenly it has moved out to SMA 0, or otherwise every month I want to find out the movement, because that is one of the key area what I'll be looking skeptically if in case something has been done at the end of the period or not. For that reason, when I'm trying to do this, it will not be one single file, it will be multiple files which I want to consolidate. Then that consolidated tool, I want to use it for analytics so that it can throw me overview about the stratification and all. The same file I'll be using for documentation. Okay, without wasting time, let me demonstrate. The first thing, I'll click on this open CRCO processing tool, wherein I'll be using this particular tools files where I want to consolidate multiple files received from this. As you can see, this is also being run in your local machine. We are not uploading anywhere. It's running in your local machine. That's the comfort what we get. Because by creating this kind of tool, that's what the comfort you can have, where you don't need to worry about saying that somewhere I'm uploading and all. Let me just quickly copy the path of the particular files. I'm copying and running the folder where I'm selecting all these tools, all these files. And there is a process log also which demonstrates what are the files it is. It says the 13-month files have been selected. Why 13 months? 1 month belonging to March, previous year March, and also the continuous current year 12. And as you can see, as of now, there is no result. Let me just click on process file. What it has done is it has consolidated, it has converted those text files into a properly segregated file like CS Excel file. Then again, it has consolidated all multiple files into one single file, like 1600 records are there, where it has consolidated all these 13-month files. Now, what I'll do, I'll just download this Excel. As you can see, the file is downloaded. Let me click and open to see what is the content. Okay, as you can see, this entire 13-month file along with the source. As you can see, this is one file. And if you go further, there is one that is first month, second month, third month, so on and so on. It has consolidated all multiple files into single file and has thrown up as an Excel file. Great. The first job done. We have done the consolidation. Now we want to analyze the file. Why we want to analyze? Because that's where, unless I use the data, what it has generated, into a proper form of information, I can't do any analytics. So that way I want to use which, as I said, no, was developed by one of our article student, where if I select this particular consolidated file, it has to give me some insights into the data, like what kind of data I'm dealing with, what is the percentage of NPA and all. So let me choose the consolidated file. So I'll go to download. That's where the consolidated file was downloaded. I'll select this and say open and say analyze. Once I click in the analyze, it has run certain analytical. So this is where you should be spending a little more time saying that whether this analysis is sufficient or you want to improvise. So one is where it gives the outstanding balance by account type. Okay, more of stratification kind of thing. And IRAC classification summary for each of the account, which particular account is standard, how many number of accounts are standard, or how many, as you can see, standard, this is the percentage, 73%. And if I go to doubtful, this is around 9.39. And accordingly, the other account, the doubtful account is around 5.54, or SMA01 around 11. This will give a summary about what kind of data I'm dealing with, the profile of the branch, basically. So NPA, it's around 27.42, NPA outstanding. Likewise, you have multiple such tabs. You have account type-wise distribution, more like stratification. You have IRAC analysis, where it says within a given particular scheme, how many, what is the percentage of NPA, what is the percentage of standard. So that you can pick up the particular area wherein, depending on that, you might say that, okay, this is particular area where I'll be spending more time on the ledgers to scrutinize, and other areas, that's where I'll be spending more on the documentation, because I can say that 100% it has turned out to be NPA. So I'll be more concentrating on the documentation aspect. It also, it's thrown up the top 10 outstanding balances. This is one of the requirements which we'll be using in our reporting as well. You have irregularities, and you have limit utilization, how many, obviously little 100% utilization. Then there is a report generator also. Let's say, for example, I want to identify out of NPA, I want to have a glance into that. I can just click that. It will throw me that particular NPA report. And just to have a glance into that particular report, we'll see a summary of NPA, of what are all the accounts which are forming part of NPA, a summary of NPA, okay, under each scheme, and also a detailed report which is matching the earlier summary report, so that I have an annexure also for the particular report. Likewise, you have utilization, LFAR workbook, and also have a proper documentation module itself. So what we can do is, I'll just go to home and let's try to run a documentation tool. So I'm going to select the same consolidated file here and try to run documentation. Documentation is basically, it will help me out saying that what are the audit procedure, or what are the checklist I should be following. Okay, so there is, let's say, for example, there are irregularities identified by particular tools. I want to communicate this to the branch. You don't do orally or any other form. Instead of that, you can just click on this irregularity memo, so that it will draft a memo for you, and accordingly you can use this to communicate to the branch, saying that, okay, this is the irregularities what we have identified. And likewise, CCOD checklist, if in case you are trying to share this with your article students, saying that these are the issues you should be looking for. So you click on the CCOD account checklist, it will throw up the particular checklist along with the summary, saying that these are the things what it has identified. You can validate, the article assistant can validate whether it is right or not. And saying so, and again, you have a comprehensive audit summary, your provisioning, documentation checklist. If I click on documentation checklist, again, irrespective of whatever scheme it may be, for each of the documentation, are the loan documents properly executed? Okay, so it is giving the answers. As I said, being a demo model, it is giving the answers. So this is where you need to improvise the particular code, wherein you want to connect this with any particular bot, where it's pulling out the standards or whatever it may be. But anyway, as I said, this is just a fair idea about what we can do. As probably I can refer to AACA certification as well. What those people who have done AACA, what best they can do is probably come up with these kind of ideas, where they've already demonstrated a couple of people through project, but you can also take up, wherein instead of directly depending on some external GPTs, you might create your own with the help of those GPTs and come up with these kind of tools. if an article student of first year can do this, I think definitely you can do much better than this. Okay, then you have an LFAR report also, which is compiled out of that. So based on the summary, it has identified the 600 cash OD, CCOD accounts because based on the consolidated file, and it has created a checklist, which again, I'll be individually reviewing and trying to perform. And similarly, coming back to the one tool which just now Premnath sir has demonstrated, wherein the term loan, wherein he was using various formulas. Maybe I can use directly this tool. Okay, so I'll click this and I'll choose the term loan file. Let me go to the term loan file. So you have this term loan sample data. Let me copy this and choose the term loan file. And try to run that. As you can, if you remember, it was having only column up to Q. Let me process it. What it would have done is it has created the formulas where it is calculating the moratorium also. If you remember, this was the columns which were added now. Now I can just download this entire file, download the process data, and yes. Okay. So here the beauty of this is it's not just giving the output as well. It is also retaining the formula. If you remember, someone was asking about what was the formula. I couldn't see. Yes, pretty much it is there in this. As you can see, it has created the formula. It is calculated by using various functions what Premnath has demoted. This way, you can come up with this kind of tools on your own. As I repeat again, saying that this particular tool, though you can see that it's carrying my firm name and all, obviously for a reason that I don't want to keep the ownership on it. At the same time, I want to mention that this is only a demonstration tool, and neither ICAI nor our firm is endorsing it, only for the sake of practice. Now you might say, how do I create on my own? Pretty simple. I mean, it doesn't require much time. I can just go to GPT and maybe share a sample file wherein you don't need to share the entire sample file also. Let's say, for example, if I have to create a particular Excel file, I just need to copy maybe initial part of the report only, not the entire part of report, to an extent, let's say probably including some 2-3 names, and you can start communicating, saying that, okay, I want to convert this entire format. Okay, I can give a prompt saying that this is a text file which I want to convert into an Excel by using a HTML code which I want to run in my local machine. Okay, so please provide. Of course, I'm being vague in terms of you can be a little more disciplined when you're prompting. That's where it depends on entirely the prompting the way you give. But for the sake of demonstration, I'm putting this. Please provide me the HTML code where I can not only convert into Excel, but also combine multiple files into single Excel file. Okay, you might say coding what it gives, it might work in the initial attempt, it may not work. It requires a little more time for you to spend on that. Okay, so it has started generating this particular code. Okay, and it will also guide you the way you can use this code. You can just copy, paste it in Notepad++, save it as HTML file, and that's good. Okay, just to demonstrate, by the time it generates, if I show you the particular code, it's not any big deal. I can just open with Notepad++, where you can see I don't need to learn the code. Okay, once it has given the code, I'll keep on testing it. If it is successful, fine. If not, I'll share the error what it is giving the ChatGPT. Keep on asking to rectify that. It has to, as I said, no, just a patience what you need to carry and the time, and obviously it will come up with a solution which is comparatively better than you directly uploading some kind of data to the GPT. Okay, so as I mentioned about this, it keeps running. Well, let me just stop sharing here. So this particular tool will be shared with you, and saying so, let me also share one aspect for you people, like for those people who are asking questions, saying that whether I can share the confidently the information to the ChatGPT. The way we do practical, I'll share with you. Let's say, for example, let me share the Excel file of the one which I generated. Okay, let's assume that this is one of the name, okay, or probably I'll demonstrate in terms of a bank name. Let's say I'm dealing with State Bank of India. Okay. What I'll do is I'll just copy whatever bank is there. Okay, put the name, look for the length of it, so that I'll get, okay, 19 digits is what I have to replace. So I'll try to use some bank, some kind of whatever it may be, ultimately to ensure that it is around 19. I just delete those alphabets so that I'll just copy this, find replace State Bank of India and replace with it. Okay. Then wherever A is there, or probably alphabet A is there, I might use some special character which is not there usually in a bank. Okay, some special character. Okay, exclamatory mark. So I'll draft this particular note saying that, okay, these are the things what I'm converting in a particular file. I'll then upload that file, get the result, then find replace with whatever I've replaced. So this is maybe an easiest way than directly uploading. So at least you are taking care of personal identifiers, if not anything. But saying so, one comfort, what I feel personally is the two ways of data breach is if OpenAI is using the data shared by me, one. Second, if someone is having access to my Gmail ID, the way he can access the respective GPTs. These are the two concerns. Worst aspect, as long as you're not sharing any personal identifiers, I don't think you should be bothered about, because these are all public information anyway, whatever you're speaking about, guidance notes or the notes or whatever it may be. As long as you're taking care of the personal identifiers, the name is not there, account number is not there, rest of all it is just a figure, so OpenAI can't make anything out of it. Second thing is, obviously 400 million users of ChatGPT, if starts storing the data, I don't think the server of OpenAI will be sufficient. So the data will not be saved in the same form. It will be tokenized and will be used to memorize the tokens. It will not be in the same form. Second thing, if someone has access to your Gmail ID, whether they can access. I would say if someone is having access to my Gmail ID, he can have better access than GPT. He can directly download the data, download the file in the same format from my Google Drive, which is not so possible in ChatGPT. He can only interact, he cannot download the file as it is. Okay. So these are the what I say, but saying so, definitely I'll take care of the personal identifiers. Rest of all, I'll do this kind of thing where I'll replace the certain characters with special characters, so that once I get back the result, I can replace with my original character. These are the steps what you can follow. So let me stop sharing here. Let's go back to Kedar sir for further interaction.
All right, thank you, Vijay sir, for nicely up. Rahul sir,
Yes, sir.
are you there?
Yes.
Yes. Can you share the things, or
I'll try once again. It was working when I'm not sharing my screen with the
Acha,
Zoom.
that
Yeah.
is quite possible that it is the same thing which
Yeah.
Vijay sir has pointed out, that same screen might not be shared two tools
Okay.
separately. Just try once.
Okay.
We are coming to an end.
Kedar sir, please be quiet for a minute.
Okay.
Hey Google, can you see my screen? No, not about the video. Can you check the conditions, meaning, and if NPA, if true reason is there? Can you see this highlighted portion?
Yes, yes, you're able to see it.
Rahul, I think your voice is coming, but Google AI voice is not coming. So
Okay. Okay. I hope you have understood the conditions. Now, you can see this data and give me a formula to check those conditions in the column L. Yes. 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 Can you give that formula in a chat box? Okay, I'm not able to see the formula. Can you just type that formula? Is that formula correct? Okay, that's all. Yeah, I have. Mm, yes. Kedar sir,
Your
over
screen
to
is
you.
yes. Thank you, Rahul sir. You have already demonstrated Google AI, where your screen is being controlled by Google AI Studio to
Yeah.
give all the formulas. In today's technological area, we're proceeding ahead in an era where our systems, our machines are being controlled by AI tools. Today, we have seen some.
Just one more thing I want to add.
Yes, yes,
To
yes.
get better results, you can ask the Google Assistant to provide you a formula by one step at a time, and you can type that formula, and Google Studio will check that, and it will prompt you to correct if you are doing it in a wrong way. So it was just a demonstration. You can very well go on the Google Studio and give it a hands-on training, so you will get a better idea.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Rahul bhai. Today we have seen AI automation in Bank Audit, where we have seen HTML tools demonstrated by Vijay sir. We have seen risk analysis and Gemini tools demonstrated by Premnath sir. At the same time, we have seen some tools and Bank GPT, which is to be launched by tomorrow EO day uh, by the CA Institute. Uh, we have also seen one AI tool, Tabula, for PDF to Excel conversion. So I hope even if one of the tool, you guys, those who are attending, even if one of the tool you have started using, it will be of much help. And I personally believe, we'll be able to save roughly around 1 or 2 hours by a single tool from our day-to-day life. Experts, Vijay sir, Premnath sir, and Rahul Dhane sir. Thank you. Thank you. Vijay sir, you wish to say add something?
Yeah, one more thing, and there are good number of tools. I mean, just to speak, around 40,000 tools being released every week.
Correct.
Okay, so don't get into the ocean. Try to stick to the. If you are good with Microsoft, you have a Copilot. If you are good with Google, you have Gemini. Or you might say that if I have only PDF, Adobe PDF. I mean, I thought if this is not demonstrated, maybe I'll be leaving something blank. So this is a bank statement of mine by using AI of PDF. It is summarize the entire transaction, and I can just put a prompt saying what are the provide me the table of those transactions which are greater than 10,000. If I'm speaking about bank agreements, like say when you go for an audit, probably a PDF agreement is there. You can actually discuss with this particular PDF what are those clauses which I should be worried as an auditor. You can directly interact with the document itself, and it comes with PDF. If you have an older version, I suggest you delete it, get a new version which comes with the AI. It is free. Okay, maybe depending on the pages, it might accept up to 150, 200 pages. But yes, you can interact with this particular document, whatever you want to. I don't want to take time while demonstrating, but you can just interact saying, provide me the sum of those transactions which are greater than 10,000. A straight prompt, simple prompt will do the job for you. Okay. So with that, let me start. I mean, if it is not yet, maybe I'll be missing out some important aspects. So thanks for that, Kedar.
Yes, thank you, sir. We thank Premnath sir, Vijay sir, and Rahul sir from the bottom of our heart. And thank you, participants, for participating. Thank you, AI committee, for arranging these seminars. And yes, over to you, Rishi sir.
Thank you, Kedar sir. As we conclude this insightful AI and bank audit webinar, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all our esteemed speakers, panelists, and participants for making this a great success. A special thanks to CA Umesh Sharma ji, Chairman AI and ICAI, CA Dayanivas Sharma ji, Vice Chairman AI and ICAI, and our esteemed speakers, CA Rahul Dharne ji, CA Vijay Srinivas Kothapalli ji, CA Premnath Degala ji, and CA Kedar Pandey ji for their valuable insights, which have really made the day, and hope our speakers have learned a lot from their insights. Today's discussions have reinforced the transformative role of AI in the banking and audit landscape, from enhancing risk assessment to improving fraud detection and streamlining compliance. AI is the way to go, as it is revolutionizing the way we approach audits. ICAI remains committed to equipping professionals with the knowledge and tools needed to embrace AI-driven advancements in auditing. We encourage all members to stay engaged, explore AI applications, and continue the learning journey through ICAI initiatives. One more time, I will remind you that the registrations for the AI Innovation Summit in Pune is now open. The early bird discounts are now underway. Members may make the registrations and avail discounts on early bird basis. Also, we will be continuing with the hackathons. The next hackathon is on the Friday, 4th of April. So see you there with a new panel of panelists. Those who missed today's webinar may watch the recording on YouTube. It's available there after the processing is over. And thank you once again for the participation. Let's continue to embrace technology and drive excellence in our profession. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.